Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. SuperTees here with another PvP healing guide, and today I'll be focusing on Discipline Priest. In this specific clip, I'm playing with a Windwalker Monk and a Feral Druid, so a melee cleave, and we are facing up against a Jungle Cleave, which is a Feral Druid and a Marksmanship Hunter. In this matchup specifically, this team is going to do a lot of sustained damage to both targets, both your Windwalker and your Feral Druid, so I opt to play Trinity. This allows me a lot of offensive AoE healing, especially my penance. And so basically in this matchup you want to get your Atonement up, so you'll use Plea on both of your DPS, even yourself. This team could possibly cleave all three targets to get your Vim off, so you should be prepared for that. And then before the other team really starts their attack, you want to stack Clarity of Will shields and get Power Word Shield on your allies. Now I see they open on the Windwalker Monk, but I would imagine that the primary target is going to be the Feral Druid. And again, I use my Penance offensively for AoE healing. You can see both my DPS are dotted. And then I use Light's Wrath again for more AoE healing and also damage to the target as we're focusing the Hunter. I see myself in a trap, and I use Pain Suppression before the trap lands off the stun, and that allows me to reduce all the damage. Now the other team sees Pain Suppression and they switch targets, so I need to tell my partner, the Windwalker, that he needs to be ready, so he portals back behind the pillar on the swap. He's able to line of sight and easily survive. Now I'm in a position where we're playing defensive behind the pillar. I use offensive penance to heal both members rather than a single target penance on the individual target, and then drop a barrier onto two targets. Again, I'm focusing on AoE healing. I try to get some boosted Shadowmens up to get my partner top before the next crowd control chain, which is very soon, and I realize with my Feral Druid in a stun at that low HP, if I don't trinket, he likely will die. It's also the incarnation of the opposing Feral, which is the biggest offensive cooldown, so I use my trinket, Archangel, and Rapture, which is a big wombo combo. As the Hunter moved over, I positioned back in the room to force him to chase me to trap. It was very obvious that he was going to trap, and then my teammates could get on top of me and then eat the trap by standing where he threw it. Now that we've recovered after trading Archangel Rapture for Incarn, I'm just focusing on getting my Purge the Wicked on multiple targets, and I'm smiting for AoE healing to heal both targets, and again, aggressive penances to heal both targets. Now I'm in a stun and likely a longer crowd control, so I'm telling my team that they need to be careful and to be ready. I try to get my pleas back up, my atonements back up as soon as possible, and then aggressive penance. So unfortunately, the Hunter feigned death and canceled the penance, which reduced my healing a lot. So I immediately life gripped my Feral to the pillar and told him, hey, my healing's gonna be pretty low, play defensive, try to avoid pressure. And then I use single target penance to recover the Feral Druid who's getting focused, mostly because my Windwalker has self-healing to pick himself back up if there's an emergency swap to him. So I was more worried about my Feral Druid who can't heal himself. Now we're getting aggressive. We've got the Priest Trinket, and we are now able to set up a crowd control chain later as a result. My team tried to dogpile on top of me to eat the trap. Again, anytime I see the Hunter running at me, I tell my team that I'm about to be trapped. They come back, they try to stand on top of me to eat it. If they get it, we can play aggressive. If they don't, then they continue playing defensive. Now after getting the Priest Trinket, I want to get offensive and get a Fear, so I see Incap, so I try to cross the map. The other team does a good job of slowing me and rooting me, so I tell my partner to give me Tiger's Lust, which breaks roots and slow, so I can run in. Fortunately, the Priest lands his Fear first, so I have to use Will the Forsaken to break that and then land my own. And as a result, we get a lot of pressure. It's very risky to push and get Fears against a Hunter team because they have so much crowd control to put you on the back foot. You spend a lot of time moving and you're not healing. So normally you would just want to focus on defense, but it felt like we got really far ahead, and because we got the Priest Trinket that we could get even more from the other team. But now I'm in a trap, so I'm telling my team, be careful, you might need to use defensive cooldowns. My Windwalker preemptively used Touch of Karma, and then I see the Hunter very low on health, off stun DR, so I preemptively cast Mind Control onto the Priest, and with the Hunter stunned, he can't interrupt my Mind Control, and it allowed us to cross crowd control and burst down the Hunter for a kill. So generally speaking, against the Jungle Cleave, you're going to be crowd controlled a lot. You need to coordinate with your team to tell them to play back a defensive, maybe try to eat some crowd control on yourself, such as a trap, as I've shown in this game. And if you're communicating well, rotating your defensive cooldowns, and then finding specific openings to get offensive plays yourself as a Priest, you're going to be seeing a lot of success. So thanks for tuning in for this guide. I hope that it's of use to you, and I will see you later.